This is Matthew Templeton. He works here, at this suburban branch of a well-known bank.
I've got to admit, Templeton, he's fantastic worker. They're very security conscious. He certainly did my home security, and he's got a video link going from my house to the police station, apparently.
While Matthew was at work, we took this opportunity to talk to his neighbours, school teachers Tom and Lorraine.
Ooh.
Oh, he's the best neighbour you could ask for, really, isn't he?
He's a top chap.
And on the other side, Chloe Dawson.
Well, I'm quite new to the area. I didn't really know how much I could tell you about Matt, really.
God, where did he go off to the other week? I think he was in Leeds. Leeds, I think it was. And he came back with a folder, I think, on pretty much every employee there. He could tell you who they were, where they were working, what they even had for dinner. He's that efficient. Superb man, yes.
He's been the best neighbour we've had, I think, actually.
I think we've had a couple, over there, and he's our favourite.
He is, yeah. When we went on holiday, he really helped us, didn't he?
He did. I mean, he offered to come round and feed the cat, and I mean we don't like leaving her in the cattery.
No, she's a bit fussy with Pooh. She's weird, isn't she?
Yeah.
But she loved him. In fact, she's round there more his place than ours now, actually.
Yeah, we've not seen much of her since we've been back, actually, but I think he's been giving her a little tidbit
I think so.
here and there.
We gave him a key and everything, and
yeah, he lets himself in. Not the cat, he's got a flap of that.
He's a very, very nice guy. When I first moved in, he came round with a basket of fruit, and he'd offered to put up some shelves for me, which I thought was very sweet. And then when I went to a neighbourhood watch meeting, I realised that he actually was head of the neighbourhood watch.
Anything we see that we feel we should write down and let him know, and he keeps a file with it all in.
My humble abode, not much to it. Barometer, I got overseas, in Italy actually. I like to keep an eye on the weather, because you never know what it's going to do. Always carry your brolly.
I mean, we've had a bit of trouble with in the neighbourhood with sort of the youths and things like that.
Pestering and things, knocking on the door, running away, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, we've not had a touch through the letterbox yet.
It's quite a rare breed of FM radio. You can pick up the police bands and the local aircraft that go over. If you know where to go, I've got some preset buttons here, some very fine tuning buttons. So in actual fact, you can listen to cab drivers. It's really entertaining, especially as a neighbourhood watch person. I mean, it's almost like your own little private fleet of vehicles, keeping an eye on everything. Very important to keep an eye on everything.
We sometimes see him looking over the fence at a distance, and we look around and he'll pretend he's not looking at us.
The sofa you'll recognise if you've been to Tom and Lorraine's already, and I know you have. They've got a green sofa, much the same. It's a beautiful leather, and the wood's great and very comfortable too.
He was asking where we got it from, and he bought one exactly the same
colour, everything.
So he's obviously got good taste, hasn't he?
Yeah, and we don't mind, do we? It's quite a compliment now.
These are coasters, which I had done. They're a bit used now, but this is actually Tom and his parents. Can you see? Can you see that? When he was a baby. There's Tom again, and I borrowed some of their photographs. I'm doing a wedding anniversary gift for them, so they gave me a big box of photographs and wedding shots, and so I did these. They don't know about those.
Sometimes he uses his own key to let himself in. We're a bit unawares of him coming in, but we've become used to his sneaky entrances.
Lots of pots and pans. It's always important to keep things organised. Big cooker, love a big cooker. Food's important, don't you think?
It's nice to know that Matt is actually, keeping an eye, on me, and everybody else.
I mean, I don't think we've got anything but really. Sorry. Sure. Do you want to go and go on then?
Excuse me.
I'll be up in a minute, squirrel. Sorry, we're ovulating. I better go and would you look after that? Finish it. Coming, squirrel.
That's the house where I live. Upstairs, I'm going to go get changed. You don't want to see up there. Back a minute.
He would have made an excellent best man, and he mentioned to us that through the wonders of technology, he could be. So he took our wedding photos. That was about 8 months ago now, but But it's our anniversary in a few weeks.
Yes,
I think
so
he's
planning something.
I think he's cooking something special for us.
Here at this public house, Matthew had an appointment to keep with his friend and one-time housemate, Lawrence Bishop. We took this opportunity to talk to Lawrence and gain a unique insight into Matthew's character.
Tell me about how you first met Matt.
First met Matt. Oh God, that was at uni. We basically we were after the same girl, and her name was Elaine, and she was beautiful. And Elaine, if you're still single, so am I. You've got to try, haven't you?
She was beautiful. She always wore these wonderful, wonderful shoes and a dress that... Well, I had quite a thing for Elaine, if truth be known, and Lawrence did, but he really wasn't worthy of her.
And she loved to dance, and she'd dance, really well. And I always used to go and watch and, try and pluck up the courage to ask her out, but never did. But I used to go and sit at this one table and watch her dance. What did she used to dance to?
It was quite a noisy afternoon, you know how it is after classes kick out and such like, and there was some music blaring on the stereo.
You can leave your hat on. And she used to do, kind of...
And people dancing and generally enjoying themselves.
I couldn't get the table where I usually sit because there was this guy sitting bolt upright, watching the dance floor. And I was getting, oh God, no, she's dancing, I can't see. So I basically thought, sod it.
And Lawrence came down and sat next to me, and he had 2 pints of beer. And I thought either he was an alcoholic or he was gay, because quite frankly, he was going to share the table with me, and I hadn't invited him to.
It turned out to be Matt.
He said, "Hi, I'm Lawrence," and I said, "Hi, I'm not gay."
And the rest, as they say, is history.
He was a nice enough chap. He would bring his... He was very messy, if truth be told. He would bring his artist materials back to the accommodation, and there would be paint brushes everywhere, pastels and chalks and bits of artwork thrown around the living room. He would daub paints onto canvases in the hallways, and I couldn't live like that. I mean, though it was very messy. I'm a tidy sort of chap, and I hate reaching for my Oral-B and picking up a paintbrush.
He used to leave little post-it notes everywhere.
I tried to help him out. I tried to organise his life because, quite frankly, he had no system, and that's detrimental to anybody's existence.
Remember to close the fridge, remember to lock the door.
Post-it notes. Very simple, very charming. Thought notes saying, please remember to empty the bin.
It could go too far, and it did.
I remember we had quite an argument about breakfast cereal.
He had put his cereals into alphabetical order.
Alpen at the beginning, and you go through your bran flakes and your Cocoa Pops through to your Weetabix. Okay, a lot of people don't eat 26 cereals, but I like variety in the morning.
And there was this one day, I had some mates round, and we were a little tipsy, and we just thought, screw it. Let's swap the boxes over, but not only swap the boxes over, let's put, different cereals in different boxes.
I wake up and I reach for the Alpen, and inside the Alpen box is something entirely different. I forget what it was. It was like Cocoa Pops or Puffer Wheat or Hula Hoops or something. I don't know what it was. The Weetabix was not where it should be, and quite frankly...
He went ballistic. I thought he was going to kill me.
You've got to have a system when living with someone.
And I went upstairs, shut myself in my room. He was banging my door down, saying, "You don't put Weetabix in front of the Alpen."
He wouldn't come around to the sensible point of view, and we decided we could no longer live together.
This went on for about 9 hours.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy. He's fab. He's a really nice guy. Socially, he's really, really fun.
I like the guy, I still do, but don't want to live with him.
We followed Matthew back to his house, where we finally gained entry into his secret room at the top of the stairs. Once inside, he explained to us about his secret hobby.
I got into it because in the bank I was sat next to Josie one day, and she went on her lunch break, and Jason, who was beside me, stole her pen. Here I have my laptop, which is essential for this line of work. You just can't do the research required if you don't have one of these. It's about following clues to find a quarry. And the quarry I'm following are in fact the stalkers. So I have no guilt complex about that. I am, if you like, stalking the stalker. Here are my files. All of these red ones are stalkers who I have stalked. This top one is Lene. He's my current project. This has been pieced together from 1,000 different sources over the past however long. Lorena I thought was very attractive, and I started wanting to watch her more. I was watching the two of them in the garden from over the fence. From my bedroom was a particularly good vantage point. The purple file is the file that I created on Lorraine, and I keep that there as a reminder to me that that's wrong, but this is okay. Clearly it's the wrong thing to do. It's bad. It could be seen as stalking them. Certainly, I tried to kidnap their cat at one point, which is, let's face it, a little bit bizarre. The black file is Neighbourhood Watch, and the bottom file is pornography. What I do now is completely different. What I do now is more akin to detective work. This is my journal. I write in this every day. Very important, otherwise you'll forget precisely where you were, what you were doing, who you were viewing, and what they did.
And this is every day?
Every day.
Okay.
Every day. This is my most recent journal. The others are locked away in order, obviously. Many people, well-documented people, follow celebrities. You can find out about them on the internet. Fabulous resource. Emergency survival blankets if you're caught outside in the cold.
So is this really necessary?
Oh yes, absolutely. I mean, an umbrella will keep you dry, but it won't keep you warm. And then I found I was trying to anticipate his moves, his social position, to see where it would take me. Digital stills camera, digital video camera. This goes everywhere with me, and this is what has created all of the videos you see before you. Nice camera that I got it Christmas before last. It was a gift to myself. It's like a game of chess. I've got some very interesting ones. I've got men, I have women, I have old, I have young. Do you have any specific?
Whichever piece means the most to you.
It was a beautiful one. This is quite remarkable and very close to my heart.
I convinced Matthew to allow us to see one of his tapes. He showed us this footage of two men he had been following, while he read to us from his journal the piece regarding that day.
A shoe. The quarry's shoe. This was the first object that they both touched at the same time, and they were both truly happy. They recognised in each other an inner beauty. A recognition that they'd not known before. Somebody else doing the same. Perhaps they recognised themselves in each other, and now truly had somebody else in their lives. They had come together over her shoe. My current project.
Right.
My quarry is Lene. He's a well-known stalker. I've tracked him through various internet sites over the past few years. He's stalking an actress, a well-known television actress from a well-known soap opera, one of the main soap operas, and they're filming an outside special in one of the parks in town. The park's just down here.
Right, and what makes you think that this park is where we need to be?
Well, if I've done my research correctly, and I believe I have, the profile that I've come up with for Lene suggests that he only likes wide open spaces. I believe he's a little claustrophobic. Now, I did see him 2 weeks ago Tuesday outside this sandwich shop, so I know he's in the area. I think he was on a fact-finding mission here because the set hadn't been set up. This is the park where they're filming. This is where he's going to be.
So we're 90% sure this is where he'll be.
This is the plan for 0 hour, which is 9:30, so you're welcome to come with me as long as you don't get in the way, and we'll see if we can't stalk the stalker. He doesn't know me, he doesn't know you. I know him by sight. Come with me and leave the cameras here.
Okay, so you wait here.
And if we see him, we'll just duck into a tree or something.
Okay, we'll be back.
Some facts about Lene. He always uses a public place. He doesn't like pedestrianised areas or enclosed spaces. I think he's a little claustrophobic. And I reckon this wide open space is probably the area that Lene's going to inhabit. We know from his profile that he's very claustrophobic, but he always wears this. I think that's him. Classic compulsive behaviour. Wide open space. That's about right. Large bag. I mean, as well as probably having several cooking utensils in there, there's probably an excess of pornography. Though I've seen him twice before, and this is only my general suspicion, I believe he wears exactly the same clothes every time. I think you'll see a combination of behaviour. I think you'll see him in these clothes, in this strict routine, in a public place. He never carries an umbrella. Now, I'm a keen advocate of carrying an umbrella. Oh, fabulous. He will take a photograph, drink his coffee, then make a note. Right. He then can't drink his coffee again. He has to take another photograph, drink his coffee, make his note. Right. That's his routine. So if nothing else, we can recognise him from that behaviour. He takes a photograph, and then he sips his coffee. As you can see, the coffee cup going down there. And now he makes a note. He'll then look through his binoculars again, drink a cup of coffee, take a note. This guy's nuts. That was absolutely perfect. Clearly, you could see Linnae demonstrating all of the behaviour characteristics which I've catalogued. The routine, the sense of dress, the location. I got him. That was great. Now I need to download all the photographs from my camera and the video, and I need to write in my journal, and I need to do that now. So if we could go back to the house, and I'll make all the crew a cup of tea.
Standing in Matthew's kitchen, I began to think maybe he's not that different to us. With our reality TV, Big Brother, Jerry Springer, we've just watched him for a day. His hobby isn't the norm. He's not a stamp collector. He doesn't stand in railway stations waiting to write down the number of a train, and he's not into amateur dramatics. But he's not hurting anyone either. So is what Matthew does really that wrong? Yes.
I don't think what I do is weird. It's unique, in fact, because stalkers are bad, they stalk, but stalking stalkers, that's something new and innovative, and nobody else does. It's fabulous.
You know, it's nice to know that Matt is actually, you know, keeping an eye, you know, on me, you know, and everybody else.
Since making this film, Tom and Lorraine are expecting a baby and are going to call it Matt.
Knox.